Well, I've gone and done it. I did exactly as I intended to do. This witcher I've followed since... what was it? About half a year ago? Yes. That sounds about right. Anyway, after I finally gained the courage, willpower, and determination, I finally got down to singing my lament. The witcher. I sat him down. We were alone, thankfully. I sat down, my head low as can be, not to mention covered by a baggy hood. I heard him sit across from me, and then he spoke his first words to me. "Need something," he said. Good gods. The things I wanted to say. You, your hand. Just us to live together with Talia forever, and... I wanted to say many things. But what I did say was yes. I need to talk with you. Not about monsters, and not about troublesome men best compared to monsters. I need to talk to you about an entirely separate force. I need to talk to you about my love for you. It was at this point I somehow gained the will to lower my hood and look up at him. In that short moment we locked eyes. Everything stopped. Everything changed. Everything in that short moment, and only in that short moment, did everything lead up to this moment flash before my eyes. The first time I saw him, the day I began following. In the first place, we stopped. The first place we slept, the first place we awakened, and so on. All the way up to that exact frame of time. It was, I would say, beautiful. But it was more than that. It was resplendent. It was every little speck of love and care I had for this witcher, rushing into me at one single moment. It was like heaven tenfold. After our little moment, my head tilted toward the ground again. However, despite the sting in my chest, the lump in my throat, and the blazing hot warmth that had come over me, I continued. I've been following you, you see. I've been following you for, well, what feels like forever. And I couldn't go any further than that. As tears welled in my eyes. But then, he said, I'll never forget what he said. Don't think I didn't notice. After a soft, charming laugh. I don't know what happened in that moment. But something happened to me. I felt like I'll never feel again. I felt so relieved, happy, outrageously satisfied, and in more love than ever. To think he already knew. In some way, that was the apex of comfort for me at the time. He went on saying, I noticed the third or fifth time a beautiful black-haired woman tried to speak with me, but choked on her words each time. That somebody had a crush. Yet another verse I'll never forget. At this point, my pain and suffering had completely vanished, retreated back to wherever they belonged. Because where they didn't belong was within me. No, because I was overjoyed. I'd never feel that way again as I did on that day. Well, I did again on another, very particular day. The day every lady planned since she was a girl, they say. Anyways, swiftly on. I was frantically searching for something to say. After all, I did end up having a lot to say. I sat there, stuttering and bumbling, when he spoke for me. Don't worry, I understand. In fact, I've learned a lot about yourself in the time I've been followed by you, Willow. Oh, to hear him speak my name for the first time. What bliss. I know all about your little trick with the invisibility, and how you've kept me company every night since you laid eyes on me. Of course, this made me blush. He always had a way with making me go red, even when we first met. I've learned all about your love for my kind heart, as you call it. I've learned you adored my selflessness, and it attracts you to me like nothing else, he said. Every word was truth. So, I allowed him to continue after a few nods of confirmation. You keep tabs on me when I can't, he said. You make sure I'm safe when it's easy to catch me. I can't thank you enough for that. It made me sleep much easier. Again, he found a way to make me all rosy in the cheeks. He kept saying and telling my own story of stalking him quite well, in fact. And after about half an hour of chatting, we had completely caught up. He did a little confessing as well. I'll spare details, but it was very lovely. A heartfelt experience for the both of us. And with all things clear, things being put out in the open, our shared affection, we rode off. No longer was I following him, though. Rather, much like we had been for the past half a year, we followed one another. We finally rode side by side together, and we finally slept side by side as well. I took up more witchcraft, learned to defend myself. We made an excellent team. We were able to live well and never got tired of each other's company. After a good 3 years of being lovers on the road, we settled. It was like a fairy tale, the whole thing. And I couldn't have asked for a better ending. The end.
Tell me another story, Mama.
Come now, Talia. It's time you went to sleep. Good night. I'll tell you another story about your father and I's travels tomorrow night. Okay?
Okay. Good night, Mama.
That's my girl. Good night, sweetheart. This short was written by BDConrad